Hello, and welcome to The Dark Side of a Pose. This is my title for my photography project. So, hello, my name is Joshua Morgan. I am a level 2 media student at Barnfield College. Today I'll be presenting my FMP idea, which is a show reel or photography portfolio. So what is my idea? So, my idea is to create a film/image portfolio, which in actuality doesn't exist. There's no such thing as that. But I kind of wanted to merge images and videos into one kind of clip or video. So I wanted to create something like that. So the first thing I guess I should explain is what are a silhouette, or what is silhouettes. So a silhouette is a shadow of objects or people within like a brighter background. So they're casting shadow out. So dark outlines and shapes of people when they're against a harsher and more vibrant background, aka the sun. So what is the content within my idea? So obviously the first idea or content within this idea that I had was silhouettes. The reason why I wanted to do silhouettes is because I've never done a photography project before. But photography is really, really interesting. It's something that I think a lot of people should know a lot more about. And it's personally challenging to me, which is kind of what this whole concept of this idea is. It's very personal to me because it shows different sides, like, again, darker shades of the lighter background. And the second content that I'll have within this idea is dances. So I'm very passionate about dance, so I wanted to merge the two ideas together and create a dancing/silhouette photo. So I have multiple dancers doing multiple poses and some little clips of dancing in a silhouette form. So dancers will be part of the content within this idea. I'll also take shots of nature itself. So this is called nature silhouette. So I would take a silhouette photo of a tree or grass or bushes, anything like that that symbolises nature. And the fourth content is, the main location where I want to film is Barton. So Barton Springs down there, that has a beautiful hill, beautiful sunset, it's beautiful. However, I haven't really confirmed the locations I'm going to be filming at just yet. That will come in my pre-production stage. But I mainly want to film on hills and kind of maybe beaches, but I'm not too sure because beaches can be quite far from this area. So the history of silhouettes. So people get confused with silhouettes because there are multiple different silhouettes. There's obviously photography silhouette, there's fashion silhouettes, but obviously we're going to be talking about the history of photography silhouettes. So a silhouette is an image or design in a single tone, or hue, I believe it's said. It was mainly popular in 18th and 19th century. It was actually named after someone's name who's called Silhouette, but we'll get into that. So these were mainly painted profiles of black and white pictures. So obviously people standing at their profile side. So silhouettes are obviously outline, dark shapes or any type of shape. The name of silhouette came from an 18th century financer called, I can't actually say the name, but I think it's Etienne de Silhouette. So he had a hobby of cutting paper silhouettes and making them like shadows and things like that. So the word, this is where the phrase comes from, à la silhouette, which means on the cheap. Well, my honest opinion, don't know what that means on the cheap, but yeah. So what has your research taught you about your idea? So as I've said, I've never done photography before. This is why I wanted to do this, because it's challenging. But the one thing I did massively learn is that in silhouette photography, or capturing the right shots, you have to do everything in a manual setting. So you have to adjust the focus, or you have to increase the zoom in and zoom out. You have to set out the aperture and the shutter speed. It's you that has to do that. It's not something you can just autofocus on and then create the perfect picture. I've also learned that in photography in general, people are kind of afraid to take lower angles and take different angles, like Dutch angles and things like that. There's a lot of people in photography that are too scared to do that because they're scared it's going to ruin the whole tone or the image, anything like that. But you shouldn't be afraid to do that, especially in silhouette photography, which was one of the advice I was given. So silhouettes themselves. So another thing I've learned is that there are so many sub-genres of silhouettes. Silhouettes itself is a big genre, but there are subs. So there's beach silhouettes, there's love silhouettes, there's people silhouettes, there's object silhouettes. So many different types of silhouettes. Can't name them all. So this kind of gives me the freedom in what I want to do. Since I only want to do silhouettes as a whole, I can do any type of silhouettes, which makes my project a lot more creative and more in a standpoint. So another thing that I also learned was settings. I would have put it in this side, but space. So aperture should be set for 8.0 or higher. This is because you can get better depth and better better, it's like kind of realism. Like it looks a bit more cleaner. You should increase your shutter speed because you don't want to underexpose the subject or any of your subjects. And the eyes level should be as low as possible. Mainly because it should be as low as possible because when you're filming or shooting silhouettes, you mainly do them in sunset. So you should lower it as kind of in the same way the sun is lowering. It's kind of confusing, but you should basically lower your IOS levels. So my targeted audience. Okay, so my main target audience will be females between the age of 16 to 20. I feel like this would be the best because a lot of pictures that I'll be taking will be with female subjects, and a lot of responses that I got from my questionnaire that I gave out was mainly received by females, which I didn't put up there, I should have put up there. But mainly females, so 16 to 20 were the ranges that they were in. And my secondary audience would be males between the age of 21 to 25. This is again because I got the most responses from people in this age range as a secondary. So yeah, they're my main two target audiences. So the equipment that I want to use will be a Nikon 5200 or 5600. Again, I don't mind. But yeah, tripods is something that I'll need as well to obviously set up the camera. Some sort of silk material. So I want an object that I can kind of blow in the wind to create an incredible photo, catching someone in the action of moving the silk, making it with the wind blowing between it. So some sort of silk, a spare battery for the camera, and the software I'll be using is Premiere Pro and After Effects to the lower saturation. That is the big thing in silhouette photography. It's got a massive part in the post-production stage. Editing is a big part. So lowering saturations in After Effects is what I was told and what I researched is what I should do. I've not learned After Effects just yet, but I will watch videos on it to develop my skills in pre-production. So the duration of the film and why. So my idea I've scoured. I can't find a show reel or video of just silhouettes. I can't really find any, so I didn't kind of know where to go, but I wanted to put it in between the 5 to 8 minute range, content of just work in silhouette form. Again, this is because there is no other pre-existing product that I can go off. So who will be in the project? So obviously I am director, producer and camera op. And the subjects I'll have is, these are all dancers and all good friends of mine. So Thomas, Jada and Sydney. So these are all the actors that I know of, subjects that I know so far that will be in the shoot. But again, this could increase or decrease depending on what they're doing or if I want more people there. So, Filming dates are up here as well as editing dates. So filming dates are the 30th of April to collect equipment. That's what I should have put there, sorry. Should have put collecting equipment there on the 30th of April. The 4th, 5th, 6th and 7th of May are filming days. I don't really know which days I want to go. I think I want to go to Barton on the first day, which is on the 4th, after the holiday. And then I'll again in pre-production, I'll figure out different locations where I want to go and put them in those dates. Editing days are of course 10th and the 11th of May, as well as the 17th and 18th of May. So this is my mood board. These kind of give me a general idea in what I want to create. There's obviously, I don't think it's going to be as red as that, for example, but that's again an option I could go for. But these are the type of ones I want to make. Beautiful picture on there. It's kind of have a dark background or a light background. So this is potential music I could use. They do have lyrics, but I wanted to use these songs because they set the tone.
Here we go.
So that's the first video. I kind of want to set a kind of, not a sad tone, but a acoustic tone. So the second one is, oh, sorry. The second one is also lyrics. And this is the final type of song that I was thinking of using maybe at the end of the showreel.
Superman will never save you.
So that was my pitch so far. Is there any questions?
So, my first question is, how will you be getting to your location?
So I've already arranged transport with family. So my mother will be dropping me off to these locations since we've got Tracy.
Are you planning on shooting natural silhouettes or synthetic silhouettes with lights?
Sorry, say that again.
Are you planning on shooting natural silhouettes or synthetic
Natural.
silhouette?
Natural. So
So-
it won't be man-made silhouettes.
So that gives you a very, very small window
Yeah.
for shooting. So you've either got sunrise or you've got sunset,
Yeah.
but each day you're going to have a window of about half an hour.
Yeah.
Have you considered that?
Yeah, I did. I was hoping that sunset would probably be a bit longer, but half an hour does sound like that. I could do man-made silhouettes, which might make it.
How many days shooting have you got?
I wanted to do all day, so I wanted to do Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday and Friday, because I wanted to use those 4 days, since I
Okay.
only have small time.
It could work.
Is that okay? Yeah. Sorry, Calvin.
You were talking about how the picture on the example on your mood board wouldn't be as orange as that. You were talking about, I don't think it's like a bit of a question, but to also like maybe some advice. You were talking about After Effects. I reckon if you use Photoshop instead of After Effects, you could tweak the images to make them look like the ones you put on the mood board, because when it comes to finding these images on Pinterest and stuff like that, or Google Images, they've definitely been altered on Photoshop to look the way they do.
Yeah, no, 100%, I agree with you. That's why I thought of After Effects, but Photoshop might be a
Yeah.
good shout as well. Chica?
Can you use versions of the songs?
I could do. I could use the versions. It's just that I feel like the lyrics are in there, it kind of sets a more of a tone. Since there's no audio anyway, these photos and videos, so I just thought
Okay.
I'd do that.
So you've got 3 models.
Yep.
Have you already told them when you're filming?
Yes.
Are they making arrangements to make themselves available?
Yes.
Which then ties into my next question. So, have you even considered the amount of photos that you're going to be shooting?
Yeah, I want a lot of photos. Around, because I want some clips as well within those photos. So I was thinking maybe like 60, 70 shots.
Right, so I've just done some quick maths here.
Okay.
You said a film of 5 to 8 minutes. There are 480 seconds in 8 minutes. If you had every photo on the screen for 4 seconds, that's 120 pictures.
Okay.
Did you consider that?
I didn't consider that. No.
I think you need to consider that.
Okay. Could I maybe make the time a bit less?
So obviously I gave you the maximum duration, I gave you 8 minutes there. You need to decide the ratio of pictures to videos
Okay.
and how long you were going to have each item on the screen for.
I was thinking 10 seconds for each photo so you can get it all, but maybe that might be a bit long. Okay. I will think of different ways around it after. Thank you.
That was one of the things I was going to say. But also in regard to using sort of synthetic light, have you thought about using the TV studio and then using colour gels to create that colour, and then obviously you can enhance it in Photoshop?
Yeah, sounds like a good idea too.
Um,
I just wanted. It's kind of like I wanted a theme of it being completely natural, but if maybe it being completely unnatural is unrealistic, I'm happy to use the studio and use different gel lights on these LEDs to make that setting.
Also, you said you're going to include like video clips and also the photos, and obviously your music is quite emotive maybe.
Yeah.
Are you going to take the chance of maybe making those photos into a type of story that is portrayed throughout, or is it just the silhouettes?
It was gonna be silhouettes, but kind of story based was in my head, but I didn't know how to break that down. I don't know how to break that down just yet. But again, I think that's something that I can focus on in pre-production. Tracy?
When you were talking about target audience, you only spoke about age and gender. Can you give me a bit more information, please?
Okay, so the main in my questionnaire there was mainly white people white races that responded. There was 5 mixed and I think 2 or 3 in the others. But I didn't really know how to put that in. I didn't know how to.
No, I'm not talking about your questionnaire. I'm talking about who you think will want to look at your product. Not who responded to the questionnaire. Who are you targeting the product at?
So I'm actually more targeting this product at dancers again, because I'm striking different poses. And also I wanted to do a few pictures of like love silhouettes. So two people, whether that means they're walking away or holding hands, which is what a love silhouette is. I was thinking about that. So this project could appeal to people that are in couples, or even people that are single. Maybe want to see that, you know, that heartwarming kind of photo.
Okay. Kind? Do you have a question? Did you have a question?
Right.
Right, thank you very much.
Thank you so much.